Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ki Bol. Today I'm going to talk about the future of MBA in India. So this is just my opinion, right? But I think um, MBA is becoming just like engineering. I'm being very honest. I personally feel MBA at one point of time when I was growing up 20 years ago, it was a badge. Like, oh my God, an MBA. I'm not saying ki people who did MBAs or even today people who do MBAs are amazing. Nothing of that sort. But that degree carried value. Okay, learn to differentiate. Any MBA 20 years ago was considered okay, this is a specialized individual in some way or form. 10 years ago, an MBA, especially from an elite MBA college, from a premier institute was considered like top tier talent. You know, even today that is the case, but there has been some dilution even in premier institutes, right? Like the number of people graduating. अब बस number आप सीधा Google मार लो. What was the batch size of an IIM Ahmedabad in 2005? The batch size of IIM Ahmedabad in 2015 and the batch size of IIM Ahmedabad in 2025. Do that. Do the same for ISB, which churns out more than 1,000 MBA grads, premier MBA grads every year. Now, I don't know how you can churn out 1,000 premier MBA grads every year, but they do because our country is so big, right? Like, hey, talent hai is desh mein. The challenge is, do we have enough jobs to absorb these many premier MBAs? Now, forget premier MBAs, yeah, they'll take care of themselves. What about tier 2, tier 3? Like tier 1.5 tak bhi hai na, people take if you're top 20, 25 colleges in the country, you will take care of yourself for MBA. That is fine. India hai, utne jobs hai. Plus, utna paisa bhi hai apne paas. Plus, you can probably go abroad. Probably, I'm saying, right? Because I personally feel if you do your MBA in India, there is very little chance that you get to go abroad. Very few people get to go abroad directly. You will have to do some haath pav marna within the company you join to go abroad. A video on that probably next. But if you are tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 MBA for that all that matter. My point is why do these institutes even exist tier 3 and tier 4? The reality is just like engineering, every corner there is now an MBA college in India. Okay. Are they providing that value to its students? I don't know. I don't think so either. Now, I'm not an accreditation specialist or something, but the challenge is the market is being flooded. So that value an MBA once had is not there today, right? And I'm being very frank. Having said that, does it mean that you should not do an MBA? I'm not saying that, okay? पहले ही बता रहा हूँ खुद के डिसीजंस लो मेरे पीछे मत आना आपने ये बोला आपने वो बोला मैं वो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ I'm saying what I've been observing, right? While premier institutes still, you know, have that aura in a way, let me use the language kids use nowadays. But if you see tier 2.5, tier 3 colleges and all, they are just considered okay, it's a degree. This person has a master's. That's all they look at. The problem with an MBA is it's a very generic degree, right? Very rarely will you find an MBA who has like real technical knowledge, right? इसको finance आता है, इसको marketing आता है. And work experience will always teach you more than a few years in college. I promise you of that. Work experience will always teach you. MBAs are supposed to be finishing schools. They're supposed to bend your mind in such a way that you think of business. Anything and everything you do, you should be thinking of business. Ideally, an MBA should be doing business, by the way. So you are supposed to start your own business as an entrepreneur. That is what Western MBAs look at, by the way. Or you run a business for a company that you join, right? And at a very high level. It doesn't mean you start at a high level. Please make that differentiation. I personally feel at this point of time, just like engineering, MBA has become a commodity. I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it's important for people to understand. What does it mean? It means that you will no longer be differentiated as an MBA. MBAs cost money also. You will join some college, some private college, they'll take 10, 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and not 20, 10, 15 lakhs, they'll take you for 2 years. And you end up with a 6, 7 lakhs ka job, sales job, or a 10 lakhs ka job at max, right? You will be lucky if you get a 12 lakh ka job. I'm being very serious. You'll be very lucky if you get a 12 lakh a job in a tier 2, 2.5 college. And when I'm not even talking about in hand, right? CTC की बात हो रही है. Sometimes CTC has like retention bonus, annual bonus, and all of that. So you have to be very careful about all of that. So you have to look at basic and fixed pay. So coming back, I really want people to know that if you invest in a commodity, look at your years and your time and life as an investment. Don't just do things because my friends are doing it, someone told me this and that. Take your own decisions, talk to your parents, see what's coming out of it, right? And you are responsible for your own decisions, never forget that. And a 2 year investment is a very long time, frankly, especially when you're young. It's a very, very long time. Most people in India, they'll do MBA, they are like, मुझे ये नहीं करना सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग वाला जॉब या ये बकवास काम जो मैं कर रहा हूँ या फैक्ट्री में काम कर रहा हूँ, ये सब मुझे नहीं करना. MBA करूंगा, AC ऑफिस में आऊंगा. Let me tell you, there are millions like you. The challenge is, how do you differentiate yourself if you haven't already with your college? You need to have skills that others do not have, right? नो मैटर वॉट, जितना हो सके आप इंटर्नशिप्स कीजिए, भले ही वो ऑनलाइन इंटर्नशिप्स हो, ऑफलाइन इंटर्नशिप्स हो. डू इंटर्नशिप्स, सी वॉट द रियल वर्ल्ड एक्चुअली लुक्स लाइक, बिकॉज यू हैव टू स्पेंड 40 years ऑफ योर करियर इन कॉर्पोरेट on an average, right? Like most people will do jobs, like not everyone is going to start the business. तो आपको 25 से 30 से 40 साल तो आपको कॉर्पोरेट में काम करना है. प्लीज फोकस ऑन इंटर्नशिप्स. Go out of your way to do internships if possible, because that will actually show you what this looks like, where you're going to, right? As much as possible, do those projects, market research projects and all of that. Jo, at least I'm talking from a marketing perspective, by the way, but do it. Deal with corporations as much as possible. Deal with companies as much as possible. आपको असलियत दिखाई देगी, आप लोगों से बात करोगे. Okay, nobody is going to give you 1 lakh a month because you did your MBA. Those days are gone. Okay, those days are gone. And by the way, marketing jobs though are even less, because you will get a sales job most likely out of an MBA. Okay, please let me. The average MBA, Indian MBA student will get a sales job. Okay, because you immediately, you are put in a role where you have to make money for the company, and you are less of an investment, more of a bet. Understood the difference? You're not an investment, you're a bet. You have to show results quickly, and the best and easiest way you can do that is by being in sales. Because आपने अगर फोड़ दिया अपना, टारगेट्स ले लिया, बना लिया, at least you will be paying for your own salary and a few others by definition. So I'm saying, remember, most of your jobs are going to be sales jobs. Please remember that. And if you are going to look at a college and its prospectus and everything, and they're like, "Arey, wow, itna average salary and all," you should actually talk to the alumni of that college and find out exactly ho kya raha hai. Okay, so please remember that. Like, I don't want to get into advice mode, but it is very important to do that. Because the way I see it in the future, MBAs are even going to be even more commoditized. The challenge is that our HRs, for some reason, have this thing that, oh, if you're not an MBA, we can't promote you above a certain level. That is the problem. तो आपको कुछ भी करके आपको MBA करना पड़ता है फिर. T-shirt, I am not an MBA, पहले मैं MBA कर चुका होता या कर चुकी होती तो आज मैं प्रमोट हो जाता या हो जाती. See, there are those, part-time MBAs also. That executive MBAs is the nicer word. I have friends who are doing executive MBAs from colleges, very good colleges, and I think Symbiosis, SPJ, and Bajaj and all. Like, I am Calcutta, Ahmedabad. I know people who are doing Excel Drive for that matter. My God, like such amazing colleges. I know friends and colleagues who are doing those executive MBAs, but there are a lot of hard work. वो आप करोगे 35 की उम्र में, 32 की उम्र में, and you do those things, and at that time you have kids, you have a wife, a spouse, sorry. Even if you don't have kids, you have some responsibility in life, because you're 32, 35, 36 years old. You are physically not what you once were. You are mentally definitely not what you once were. Emotionally, probably you are better off, but I'm saying it's a tough thing to do an executive MBA, right? You can do it in the future, but always remember there is an option to do an executive MBA. But even if you're going to do it from a very good college, because that's what counts. I personally feel in the next 5-7 years, even Indian HRs are going to be like, you know what, we don't need an MBA to be a manager. As long as you have experience in your field, it's going to be fine. But you never know, right? So MBA का वो एक advantage तो रहेगा अगला 5 साल कम से कम, कि if you it is more of a रिजेक्शन क्राइटेरिया, ओ एमबीए नहीं है, ठीक है, इसको हम मैनेजमेंट पोजीशन में नहीं डाल सकते, things like that, right? Unless proven otherwise, things like that. So that is one advantage of doing an MBA, even from any college, that you can say, hey, I'm an MBA at the end of the day, right? And if you see job descriptions, they write MBA preferred. So, which is kind of weird for me because I'm like, I get it, for certain jobs you need it, but if it's a technical job, you should look at those technical skills and the experience that person has, right? What is that obsession with this degree that you have? So I genuinely believe you should, if you are looking at an MBA and feel कि मैं डालूंगा 10 लाख का फीस और 15 लाख का फीस और फिर मेरे को एकदम बड़ा जॉब मिल जाएगा, दैट इज ओनली पॉसिबल इन अ प्रीमियर एमबीए. इवन विद इन प्रीमियर एमबीए आई अश्योर यू देयर आर पीपल हु एंड अप विद 7 8 10 lakhs per annum का जॉब्स आफ्टर पेइंग 15 20 लाख का फीस. आई अश्योर यू देयर आर पीपल लाइक दैट. Okay, that I'm giving you that information right away. Those people also do well later because your first job is not going to determine the rest of your life, right? I mean, at least I hope not. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind ki the ROI of an MBA is going to reduce. It just is. It just is going to reduce. It's not what it once was. Now the answer is not कि oh I'll do my PhD. No. आपको जिंदगी भर पढ़ाई नहीं करनी है, आपको कंट्रीब्यूट करना है आपके खुद के लाइफ में, आपके फैमिली के लाइफ में, आपको काम पे लगना है. You have to focus on skills, boss. You will have to focus on skills. You have to do those online courses and all. Problem is those online courses are also like not really held in high regard in India. Don't do those courses because some bhaiya or some influencer out there, and by bhaiya I mean like people call me bhaiya also. They are like ki Saurabh bhaiya, Saurabh bhaiya. Firstly, I just call me Saurabh, okay? Don't call me sir. Don't call me bhaiya. I'm not your bhaiya. I'm not your sir. I'm a guy. Okay, I'm just a dude. You are just a dude. Let's be equals. So some elder, so to say, that person or who has many followers on social media is going to tell them, अरे ये कोर्स कर लो आपका हो जाएगा. What is the guarantee? What is the guarantee that you will get it done, right? Like that's my challenge. That's my challenge. डिजिटल मार्केटिंग का कोर्स बेच रहा है कोई, एआई का कोर्स बेच रहा है, साला जो एआई बना रहा है वो उसको नहीं पता एआई में क्या होने वाला है, कल ये लोग आपको सिखा रहे हैं. ऐसा नहीं होता. यू कांट फॉल प्रे to those random advertisements that you keep getting. I know there's a lot of desperation. I feel bad that there is so much desperation in this country because clearly there aren't enough jobs, right? There aren't enough jobs, but hopefully in the corporate sector, in the formal sector, as it expands in India, there are more jobs that come along. That's my only hope, because MBA at one point of time used to be a badge of finishing school. Today, unless you're from a premier institute, and how many premier people, not premier people, sorry, just because you went to a premier college does not mean you're a premier talent. You're not. You cleared an entrance exam, that's all you fucking did. What exactly, how many are there? Like there are like 3,000, 4,000 top talent in this country, and I'm only talking about because big colleges are now producing a lot many people, right? उसमें भी campus होता है, ये campus, वो campus, ये campus. So if you really look at like those premier colleges, top 20 colleges, you will see like 4,000, 5,000 people at max in this country who are coming out as, premier MBAs. The rest of them, they come out as generic MBAs, right? And that's the tag that the industry gives them, mind you. Like literally, you will see job descriptions like if you're not from these 7 8 colleges, do not apply. That happens. That is the reality. That is the reality. But just because you didn't go to a premier college does not mean your life is over. That's not how life works. There's a lot that you can do. आप corporate में घुस जाओ, and you have to keep working hard over there. Probably jump a few jobs here and there, but you can't just run after money all the time. You have to run after skills. Nobody can say no to skills in the real world. If you can prove that you have those skills, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. And you can any day do an executive MBA provided you are ready to sacrifice, because I have friends who do executive MBAs. Their lives are not easy at all. 2-3 साल में ना वाट लग जाता है करते करते. But if you have that ambition, वाट तो लगना ही है यार लाइफ में. Doing tough things is the secret to success. It's not a guarantee to success. It's a requirement. It's a mandate for success. You have to do tough things in life. So anyway, ज़्यादा ज्ञान नहीं दूंगा. But this is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Like, if you are looking at doing an MBA and all, you need to understand key what really is the impact of it if you're not from a premier MBA institute. And I personally feel that this gap in the future is going to exacerbate. You know, it's like key, oh, premier institute, not premier institute, which is unfortunate. But if you have enough skills in the field of your choice, whether it's finance, like वो finance वाले को वो अच्छा ना यार, वो CA बन जाते हैं, CFA बन जाते हैं, मतलब even if you're not a CA, you can do a CFA anytime. So you get that credibility, right? That accreditation. Hey, I know my shit. So, which is amazing. If you're in marketing, you're in design or something of that sort, you're in sales, you have to show your portfolio, you have to show your proof of success. मैंने यहाँ गया, मैंने ये किया. So, I would highly recommend you look at life that way from a skills perspective, and you will do much better rather than, oh, मेरे पास degree है, उससे कुछ नहीं होता. उससे कुछ नहीं होता. Remember, there is a cost to do your MBA, right? It's not just money, it's also the time that you spend. So I think more and more people are going to realize कि MBA हलवा नहीं है, and there is no guarantee of just going there and मैंने MBA कर लिया, उससे कुछ नहीं होता. हाँ, if you want to treat it as मेरे को और थोड़ा chill करना है, 2 साल ऑफिस नहीं करना है, घर से दूर रहना है, रिलैक्स करना है, तो कर लो, तो कुछ भी कर लो लाइफ में. आई नो पीपल who had done their MBA because मम्मी पापा घर पे शादी करा रहे हैं, नहीं 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 मुझे MBA करना है, आके MBA कर लिए. This happens, this is our country. If you are going to take things seriously, take it seriously from the very beginning. If you start taking things seriously late, you will regret it, right? Do a lot of research before you choose your MBA college or not choose your MBA college for that matter. But because I personally feel the commoditization is just going to keep increasing. Just engineering का देख लो अभी आपको MBA दिख जाएगा 5 साल में क्या हालत. That's all there is to it. Thank you. That was Paul Kebol. Let me know what you guys think. I don't want to dissuade anyone. I don't want to discourage anyone. I'm just saying that focus on skills, right? Like even if you're a premier MBA, you just have to focus on skills, by the way, because even that market is getting diluted. I assure you of it. So anyway, that was Paul Kebol. Thank you so much. Yeah.